Through the year 2021 here on the 208, we followed the developments of the United States leaving Afghanistan after 20 years of military operations. At the time, we spoke with United States military veterans about their feelings on the end of the war. Something we heard from military veterans was the incredible relationships they made working alongside members of the Afghan forces. Americans left many of their Afghan friends behind, wondering what their life and fate would be. Now, two members of the Afghan Air Force now call Boise a home of sorts. They escaped war and they eventually found their way to the Gem State. Earlier today, we had the chance to sit down with the gentlemen to hear their story. August 15th, 2021, the day that signaled significant change in Afghanistan. As the United States began to withdraw from the country, Taliban fighters entered the capital of Kabul.
In the last day, I was leading a squadron in northern Afghanistan. So the Taliban came almost in the airport. So they started shooting and we feel that that's like time is up.
Habib and Bashir were there on August 15th, serving alongside Americans in the Afghan Air Force. Habib specialized in helicopter work, Bashir a specialist in fixed-wing aircraft.
So I flew there until 2021, making the intelligence, getting the videos, capturing the Taliban, cartels and drug dealers, flying just shoulder to shoulder by Americans, by their squadron.
August 15th, 2 weeks before American forces were set to leave the country, Taliban forces quickly took advantage of the situation.
The Taliban came, they got the north of Afghanistan, then they just paved their way to capital of Afghanistan. So we got the calls, we didn't know like it's gonna fall, all the government. So yeah, we didn't have time to even talk with our families. We were in the airport, just stand by.
While Habib worked through crisis in the north, Bashir watched chaos in the capital.
It was not like a big fight between Taliban and the government that day. It was so calm and you just knew it's just a dealing thing. And I think the president just left Afghanistan on 15 August 2 on 11 a.m. So we were there till like 3, 4 p.m. and then we left Afghanistan.
There was lots of troops in Kabul, but there was no leadership. So when the president flee and the coalition forces, they were only in the airport side, and people were scared because the Taliban, they act like last 20 years was very brutal. So they didn't care about children, women, or no one at all. People were scared that day was like nightmare.
All Afghans who worked with the United States people were trying to get out. You were seeing the women, children running on the runway. So we almost hit the people on the runway as we were taken off from the runway.
Bashir was able to escape the capital and Habib the northern part of Afghanistan. They both ended up heading to Uzbekistan.
So we broke some international law because we went to their country all equipped with the fighter helicopters, with all of our gear, with weapons and everything we had, like advanced equipment like NVGs. We left nothing back home for the unit. So we took all the computers like hard drive and stuff. So it was to make everyone else safe. So they were like, you planning to attack or you're fleeing? How can you flee like this? So we were a hard time, like a month.
Like a month, we were just had nothing.
Every day they were like questioning, is it?
So they were very suspicious.
They were actually.
Yeah, because we had the United States planes with us, the guns and everything.
The pair reunited in Uzbekistan, but say they didn't realize it would be the next part of the nightmare. After weeks and weeks of working with officials there and going through background analysis, the pair was able to finally get into the EU, and from there, eventually, the United States.
I had some friends, they lived here in Boise. They had lots of good stories and things about the Boise. I said, okay, that's the place we need to be.
I never heard of Boise or Idaho. I knew Washington, D.C., California, and Texas, and Chicago. But yeah, we are 5 friends together. So we chose to stay in Boise, and maybe we can just make a way to fly again. And that's our hope right now, because that's what we are good at.
Both Bashir and Habib are working through complicated visa, refugee, and asylum processes. For now, they both work to help make ends meet for themselves and their families, who they were forced to leave behind.
How often do you get to speak with them?
We do regularly, and I'm engaged, I'm not married. So it's a little bit, I think, easier for me than
Yeah, I have
these
a
guys.
2-year-old daughter. I talk with her like every day, morning and evening, for a couple hours. So,
Yeah, and that's the hardest part, to be far from your family. And of course we support them with the works we do here, but we are not doing the work that we are supposed to do. I mean, what we are good at. And we're still making our way to that part to fly and to get our families back.
The pair knows the daily dangers their families face, threats of the Taliban.
2 weeks ago, the home we had, the home me, my dad, and my elder brother tried to build it and everything. The Taliban took it, and they gave the people 3 days to get your couch and your TVs and everything. We have the house, so it's hard. You're right. When you get pushed out of your house, your homeland, and they get everything. And not just me, like lots of our friends happened the same thing. They got their houses, and you can live wherever you want, but we have the house.
for my people, especially the women right now, they're fighting. Every day they're on the street, they're asking for their rights, but no one can see that, unfortunately.
Because they won't let the media show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taliban is actually against the education, especially with the women. It's like we just went back 20 or 40 years, so they're afraid of people getting smarter education, especially the women, to have the right, so they make explosion on the institutions, schools, especially on women and children, and they just want to keep the government for themselves for maybe too long. That's why they are killing the people on education side.
The pair told me today that the reality of everyday life in Kabul, it can be very difficult, and it remains very difficult for their families. Habib and Bashir hope to get their families stateside, but they know that doing that is an extreme challenge. The pair continues to work hard on their own journey to get green cards here so they can follow their passion and livelihood that they both love so much, flying aircrafts and helicopters. It is challenging because certification to do that in the United States, it doesn't quite count their thousands of hours of military flights in Afghanistan. It's a challenge both are ready to tackle, though, as they continue to work jobs to support themselves and their family back home.